Hey everyone, Chris Gersbeck here. About to head into Tower Games to learn how to play Dungeons and Dragons, something I've never known how to do. It's gonna be really fun, especially it feels like I might have a little bit of an edge over Mary Jo Pehl just by being, you know, kind of nerdy and smarter. That's what I'm looking forward to the most, is just beating her at something.
Hi everyone, Mary Jo here. Hi everyone, Mary Jo here. Well, on my way to Tower Games to learn Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm a little nervous because I really struggle with games because I don't connect dots easily, and I feel really stupid. But I just wanted to find out what it was all about, and I guess, well, and plus Chris. So I guess we'll see what happens, and thanks for joining us for this episode.
My name's Antonio Curtis. I've been DMing since, goodness, the late 90s. So almost 30 years now. We're filming at Tower Games. It's a great shop here in Minneapolis. We're very friendly to the LGBTQ community. We're very involved in charities in the neighborhood. What I do here at the store is I'm the head DM for children's D&D. So I have some experience in teaching somebody that has no knowledge of it, hopefully with adults. It's going to be fun. It's going to be funny. You guys should pick up pretty quickly, especially with the cheat sheets.
Hi, I'm Mary Jo.
Nice to meet you. I'm Tony.
I'm Chris. Nice to meet you.
Chris and Tony. Ready for some D&D?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's
I
go.
guess. Okay.
We should get you guys characters. So we have a barbarian here. Very big, very strong, very hardy. We also have a druid, somebody that controls nature and works along with nature. We have a rogue, so you might think a thief. Han Solo, more like.
Do you know who Han Solo is?
Do you know who fuck you is?
And then, of course, we have a wizard.
Do we select based on what we just have a visceral connection with, or just what intrigues us, or?
It's what you want to play. It's what draws you to them.
Okay, so I am really ignorant about this. Is this pretty much, is this a role-playing game?
It is a role-playing game, yes, it is.
So then, because I'm drawn to the rogue, what are you were you gonna choose that?
No, I was drawn to the barbarian.
You're drawn to the barbarian. So what I'll do with the remaining characters left over is I'll create what's called a party, so helpers for you. I portray everybody besides the two of you, is what I do.
Okay.
I'm the dungeon master. I create the scenario, I write the adventure, and I make basically an outline of the adventure.
But what we're about to play, you conceived of and wrote entirely. That's so cool.
Oh, wow.
Every last little bit. Yep. So I'll give you my blood splatter dice, since these are my...
Is this real? Is this real blood?
Yeah, you wish.
Is this real or
And then
blood?
here's some dice for you. So,
See, the minute you introduce numbers into anything, I start panicking. What are you hiding from us?
well, this is to keep the mystery as it is. It's like, it's like, don't look look at the man behind the curtain kind of thing. It's, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
You're just not wearing pants.
Yeah, pretty much. So, you and your allies over there, after 10 days of travel, come at last to your goal, the ruins of Wallerstein. Once before the Goblin Wars, what happened a few years ago, this was a bustling trade hub. But now, it's overrun with goblins. And it's at this point, the Knoll guy, the hyena fellow there in the front, sits there and goes, leans forward to all you guys. Okay, we keep to the boulders till we get to the runoff ditch. From there, we stay nice and low and quiet, and we sneak up. Once we get to the grate, you'll work on the lock like that and get it open, if the goblins haven't let it rust off in the meantime. From there, we go down into the tunnel, and we pop up inside the blacksmith's shop. You'll pop up right where that kiln is. There's a trap door underneath. There's a false door. And then we're going to have to try and get in through the gate without being noticed. There's a lot of open ground. So there may be a fight. All the way over here, you're going to try to sneak in to get over this wall, and then you enter here. Like that. You're going to try and enter this place here, get up to this main place, and that's where the MacGuffin, that's where the item you're trying to get is.
Got it.
because it was left behind when everybody evacuated. Noel, the hyena man, kind of chuckles like that. Everybody got it? Good. In and out like ducks mating, all right? Like, so you got a 15, and then I think you have a character sheet.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm such a geek. Here we go.
This is bullshit.
So 7. So you are definitely going after Mary Jo.
Like we're about to go to battle with each other?
No, you're not going to go to battle with each other. What you're going to do is you're going to move
Can we go
from
to
where you
battle
are.
with each other?
I wouldn't recommend it right before a job. You know, Ocean's 11, that would be a short movie if all of a sudden George Clooney just shanked Brad Pitt. That'd be a pretty quick movie.
I want to see a treatment on my desk by Monday because that sounds very intriguing. Okay.
You go last, Chris, because you rolled.
That sounds right.
Nasty.
19.
19. Wonderful. 7. So that's plus 10 is what you're doing. It's complicated, but what you're doing is basically whatever number it is, you add 10 to it. Anytime I ask you to try to pick a lock, you're adding 10 to it, whatever you roll.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So
I will hang up and
that's
listen.
a 29 is what you rolled. So the pick completely, because it goes up to 30 usually in games.
Okay.
You absolutely get rid of this simple lock and you pop it with nothing. You just take a straw out of your mouth and go, meh, easy pickings. And you pop it open and you swing the grate open and you walk through. And since you rolled a 19, her dexterity is plus 3. You have a dexterity that's only plus 1.
Okay.
Oh,
You got kind of terrible dexterity. though.
wow.
You're fine.
What do you know?
Because I'm a barbarian?
Because you're barbarian. And it's also what you roll. Usually characters are what they call rolled up. And whatever you got, you got. So you could have a character with a 3 intelligence. And they were completely just a drooling moron. But they were very, very strong.
Why didn't you make that?
So I'm an adult, basically.
Well, yes, Chris, but let's get back to the game. Okay.
As you guys are going to try and go through the park here and try to get through that door, I'm going to have both of you roll your D20 one more time. You roll. So 5.
Okay.
Okay. And then you would roll 2. Oof. So you got a 6 and 12. So what I'll say is you're 12, you quickly look around and you start moving across. Everybody else starts moving with you. Things are going smoothly. And then as he's coming out of the blacksmith shop, he's looking around and doesn't notice the brick that's laying there and stubs his toe. Oh! And lets out a howl. I'm gonna roll to see if any of the denizens of this ruined city heard that yowl of pain.
I stubbed my toe in my hotel room yesterday, and it was really painful. So
No, for real?
I really relate to my character.
Okay,
right now.
so
No, are you for real?
Yeah.
Art imitates life.
everybody looks around, and as you guys are kind of getting your bearings and just a bit frustrated, you start seeing more and more of these short, squat, green fellows coming out of the buildings. So,
Oh my God.
give you an idea.
I like his cod piece.
So what you would do is you would roll that D20, and then if you hit, you would add 1 6-sided die plus 3 to that number.
24.
24. You definitely hit. So that's 1 plus 3 is 4. So, okay, so you sit there and with your short bow, you quick pop it out of your pack, you knock a bow, you pull back like this, you fire it, and as it's going, like that, you're sitting there, the goblins are coming towards you, you watch as your short bow arrow sinks into the chest of one of the goblins, and he falters back a step. So this guy with the spear in the net falls back a step, as everybody else is advancing. Next will be the Noel, be my guy. So he rolls. He runs up with a laugh of glee. Like that. Come get some. And with a natural 20, he sits there and he uses his shield to move up their weapon. And he cuts like this. These front 2 are decapitated and they drop.
Wow.
Like that.
Oh my God.
And he bangs his shield. Who's next? Come on. Cling, 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 cling. Come on. Like that. They're terrified.
Are they all British?
No, not everybody.
Okay. Just
No, just the Knoll.
No, good.
Next comes our cleric. You watch her hold up her hand with her symbol like this and go like this and kneel,
Right here.
she says. She casts the spell, command. It's all right, kneel down. We're your friends, like that. And just the goblin starts waving back and forth and he sets down his mace and he kneels down. She used a spell on it.
Nice.
You're nodding like you're tracking this. No, I'm curious because it's.
I think maybe
I have a pea brain.
I've played video games that are similar to this kind of thing, but it's like all just the game deciding everything for you. So
Okay.
I'm also, way smarter than you. So
That doesn't say so, but anyway.
oh yeah, shit.
Thank you, Tony. Checks in the mail.
Next will be the wizard. He's going to cast light on one of these goblins' eyeballs. So the goblin's blinded. He's looking around. It's like two flashlights are blinking on and off. Just So you guys took care of all the goblins. They're wiped out. You're last as always. So what you would do is you would
It was
move.
very passive aggressive.
Oh, I'm Minnesotan. What do you want?
I know. Yeah, you don't exactly. Your point.
As you're going along, since you're the rogue, you'd be looking for traps. Roll me that D20 again.
Oop. Sorry, Chris.
8 plus your investigation. So you look under skills.
2.
Plus 2, so it's a 10. All right. You did not spot the trap.
Are you okay, Chris?
Well, it seems like I'm just following you.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much is what you're doing.
Pretty much.
If you could roll me that D20 one more time, and then add 3. I have to do this for everybody now. 2. As you're doing this, you feel your little furry ankle catch on a tripwire.
Oh no.
Like that. And all of a sudden, this door opens up above you, and you see this strange kind of, it almost looks like a taupe pinata. You realize that's a beehive. As it hits the floor, it opens up.
A taupe pinata. Oh my God. You are a gifted storyteller. Okay, yes.
It lands right in front of you, and you watch as the swarm comes up and starts stinging you and your companions. So I will roll.
But mostly Chris, right?
I roll to see which way it would go. Unfortunately, the elderly cleric will be the one that gets it. The old woman gets the brunt of their attack. She will take 8 points of damage. Not the eyes! Ah! So 5 points to you, and then 6 to you, Mary Jo.
6 points of
6
damage.
points of damage, yes. After a while, the bees dissipate and go off, and you guys are able to continue. Do you continue down the left corridor, or do you go straight?
Chris, why don't you make the...
You take the lead on this one.
Yeah.
Chris.
Really?
Yeah, you
Straight?
take the lead on that one. Straight? All right.
Yeah, let's go straight.
You come to this door. Like that. You're pointing right at the door. How do you try to get through the door? Do you, like, any way you want to try and figure out the door?
I just try to kick it in.
Sure. Roll me your D20. 19. Yeah, with your strength score, yeah. And you kick the door with all your might, and it flies open.
Yes.
Like that, right? Open like that.
Well, I'm glad I let you show initiative.
I mean, you would have just
Where?
gotten stung by more bees.
You see a goblin wizard and his guard. Do you want to attack them? Do you want to go like, hello, friends, like that? What do you want to try and do?
I say just attack them.
Okay, so you move through the door towards the little guy, I suppose.
Okay.
Okay. 4.
+5 to hit.
So you roll +5, so that's 4 plus 9. It's not going to hit. Unfortunately, you're going to swing with your great axe and go right over his head as the goblin, being that short, just kind of goes, wow, like that. Whoa, 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 big guy, big guy. He starts backing up, and the soldier moves forward. At this point, the druid will pull a nasty trick and creates vines underneath his legs and stops him right where he is. He can't really get at you with his spear, so he's stuck in place. Our good guy wizard, he sits there and he casts a spell at the goblin and tries to hit the goblin wizard with a ray of frost. So you see literally this icy beam come out of his finger and go towards the goblin. And the goblin quickly holds up his hand and creates a tiny kind of opaque shield in front of him, magical, and stops it. You watch as your big gnoll friend cracks his knuckles. I've got him. He runs through the door, shoves you aside, and he will attack with a big snarl. Splits the goblin wizard right in half with his sword. Looks over, since he's got 2 attacks because he's a big tough guy. He rolls a natural 1. Like that. So he critically fails at his next move. The hyena man swings, goes right over, and ends up spinning all the way around and gets his sword caught in the door. Chuckles is not happy. So now we have our swollen-faced elderly woman who had the bees go after her. Poor thing.
She's still alive.
She's still alive, you know. She starts asking the fire god to heat up his heels. So you watch as underneath the ground, where the cobblestones were, they start radiating heat, and then next thing you know, a bonfire about this high pops up underneath the one remaining goblin's feet, and he can't get away because the vine's still got him. Why that? Because he's locked in place. So uses continual flames, and he's gone, and she goes, all right, and scene, and zip. And she just dismisses the fire.
Sweet.
Now, I assume you guys want to go into this room.
Yes.
You guys find, lo and behold, a treasure chest.
Is that what we're looking for?
That's what you're looking for. Try your hand at opening the lock.
Sure.
The Noel goes, might want to check for traps first. Like that, and just after the beehive thing. So I would roll me the d20. That's a natural 1. Doesn't seem to be any traps. Doesn't seem to be. Because you were looking for traps. Doesn't seem to be with a natural 1.
Okay.
Oh no, perfectly fine.
Okay.
Let's go. So you go, so now roll again to see, and then add 10. So 19, yeah, that picks the lock. Now I roll to see if the trap hits you, because this one's a very specific type. Yeah, it does. It's gonna do 2d10, so I'll roll this guy twice. I'll do it in front of you. So that's a 7, and a 1. So that's 8 times 2 is 16 points. Yeah, geez.
Oh.
You would take 16. Yeah, you would take 16 points of poison damage, which is tough. Unless you have 8 hit points left, it looks like. You guys open the chest, and inside you find a scepter, about yay big, like that. It's crusted in jewels. The Noel kind of hesitates, but he reaches in and grabs it and picks it up and just kind of I'm not dead? Oh, like that. Just all right. That was close. That just, all right, well, it kind of shrugs. Shall we blow this stand? Let's go. We don't know.
How is winning achieved? Is that
There's
the
no such
word
thing.
used? Oh,
Survival.
wow, okay.
Survival.
Are there any players that come to mind in all your years of teaching this that not able to grok it, to Tony, the look on your face right now? I mean,
Who couldn't manage?
Well, yeah, or could not process it or get on board. Do you see what I'm asking?
Yes, there's been a few. One comes to mind. It was a friend of mine. He was very much a board game, ABC, this has to be done this way. And we got to the end of the adventure, and he was just, oh, so I won. We won. What do I get? And I was like, you won. You survived. That's it. And he said, well, that's not fun. I said, but did you have fun on the journey? Was it fun to fight the orcs? Was it fun to defeat this wizard? Was it fun to escape the trap? Well, yeah. Well, that's the point of it. Is it's not the destination, it's the journey. Is what's fun about D&D. Winning and losing, it's whether you live or not in the game. So if you survive, that's a win.
Cal, I could have just sat here and listened to you were writing a screen. I was envisioning it.
I write a new one every week.
No one wins necessarily in this game, but seriously, today, who won, me or Mary Jo?
I would say, oh man, you did rather well kicking the door open. I'll say that. That was a great roll. Probably Mary Jo, because she was able to get that great lock pick right there.
I'm sorry, who did you say?
Mary Jo. So,
but she also got the old woman.
Well, yeah, she had 2 bad traps. I grant ye yay.
Okay.
That did happen. However, she wasn't the dolt that kicked the brick and let all the goblins after you guys.
I did that too.
You did that too.
But I kicked the door open at the end.
You did kick. You were a great kicker. I will give you that. Kicking inanimate objects, you've got it nailed.
Wow, Tony, thank you so much.
No problem.
This is amazing.
No, it was a pleasure. It was very fun.
So, Chris, what I heard Tony saying is that I won.
You definitely did better.
Oh,
you had some hiccups with the traps.
But
I will say
the doors open.
You kicked the door open and you kicked the brick
toe.
and you stubbed your toe violently. Yes, you did.